All right, for this video, we are talking about simplifying expressions. Now, I know I said that the evaluating expressions was the last one this week, but we ended up rearranging some things, so that is why this is also this week. Sorry if that last video confused you. So, simplifying expressions, because sometimes expressions get a little bit long and there's ways that we can combine some things. Just like if I told you 2 plus 3 plus 1, well, we can simplify that into 6, right? It means the same thing, it's equivalent, it's just a shorter way of writing it. Same thing with expressions. I can have an expression like 2a plus 5a, and I can combine that into 7a. What? How does that work, you might be thinking? Well, 2a, remember, is 2 times a, so that means I actually have 2 a's. 5a is simply 5 a's that I'm adding together. And when I combine those two things, well, now I have 7 a's. Think back to when you did the hands-on equations last year, if you were at Forest, and we had those ponds. Remember, if you had like 3 ponds and you added on 4 more ponds, well then this was like having 3 of those little blue ponds and then 4 of the little blue ponds, and now all together we have 7 of them, and we're just calling them x. Okay, so we're calling them by a variable. Now sometimes we might subtract, like 6x minus 5x. So if I started with 6x's, and then I'm taking away 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just am left with 1. So I can either write 1x, or I can just write it as x. Because if a variable doesn't have a number in front of it, there's just 1. So that rule applies to anything. So if I have like w, that's the same thing as 1w. If I have r, that's the same thing as 1r. I don't have to write the 1 because putting it by itself shows that there is only 1. Now, sometimes I might have 3 groups, I guess you could say. So I might have 7y plus 5y. Oops, sorry, I was going to actually make that a minus. So I'm going to have 7y minus 5y plus 4y. So this I have to make sure that I'm subtracting the right thing and adding the right thing on. So I start with 7y, subtract 5. Well, 7 minus 5 is 2y. And then I'm adding on 4y. So in the end, I get 6y. Now you could have just said, okay, 7 minus 5 is 2, plus 4 is 6, and not written this middle step, but you can always write that middle step if you need to. All right, so that is really all there is to it. The next one is going to be another step up where we're going to add some other pieces in there. But for now, they all will have the same variable, so we can just add or subtract them all together. Let me give you another example just with the single variables. So if I had like w plus 5w minus 2w. Okay, well, w plus w, that's just 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 5 is 7w, minus 2 is 5w. Okay, or if I had s plus s, real simple, that's 2s. Okay, so again, it's like 2 s's. Or if I had 3s, that's the same thing as s plus s plus s. Okay, so this is what your worksheet is going to look like. So we have g plus g plus g, 4w plus 6w. Okay, so all sometimes adding, sometimes subtracting. So just make sure whether you're adding or subtracting it on, and you should be good. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, and since it's like a bonus sort of a code word, since again things got a little mixed up with the word this week, so you can just go ahead and add on an exclamation point to the sentence as your punctuation. So we'll make that the sort of secret phrase thing of this video, is just adding an exclamation point onto the sentence. Okay? Again, let me know if you have any questions.